Hey guys, and welcome back to the final week for the Porsche Cup car here at the Road Atlanta circuit. My name's Matt Emery with CoachDaveAcademy.com here for the final track guide this season. So let's firstly get into the hot lap. So let's get into the hot lap guide then for week 12 here at Road Atlanta. Now a lot of people's one of their favourite tracks of the season. Very tricky one to get right as well. So you start by plunging into the final corner, which sets up your lap, especially in qualifying. Good to get a good exit in qualifying. And then you head on down to turn one, and you're just slamming on the brakes just at the end of the sort of patch of grass here, and as the tarmac sort of opens up. Just looking to get onto the brake pedal, and then just coast it into the apex. Slightly wide there. There are sort of multiple lines you can take here. You can go a bit wider and sort of round off the corner a bit more. Or you can sort of hit the curb slightly more and carry more minimum speed through. But yeah, slamming on the brakes, just coasting into the corner, holding the brakes on, and then back on the throttle as early as you can as you plunge back up the hill. And then you head over this blind crest, probably the trickiest corner on the track to get right, I'd say, just as you've got to learn your references. And those of you who do Road Atlanta often, can't say I'm one of those people, unfortunately. But those of you who do Road Atlanta often will have your references already in your head, which is very useful for this sort of circuit. So using the entry curb here on the left-hand side as much as you can, just to open up this blind right-hander. And then chucking it over the curb as much as you can. Now don't go too far over this curb, as you will get an off track. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that. But yeah, you can't cut this curb too much, otherwise you will invalidate your lap. So that's something to be careful and wary of. On the exit, slightly scruffy here on this lap, but you're going to use all of this exit curb and just use the curb. You see I'm following it all the way around, and what it does is just drags the car round through the corner, gives you that little bit more rotation that you need. And then you're back on full throttle again, plunging down the hill. Now you can use slightly more of this curb if you want to. It just means you can sort of carry a bit more speed through here. You actually see I lifted slightly. This was on the fixed quali set, so the tyres weren't quite ready yet for a proper run. And obviously the setup's not optimized for the track either. But yeah, not quite flat through there. And then you use all of that curb as well, completely flat up the hill. And this is, if you get this corner right, it is so satisfying. So you clip the outside curb on the way in, using all of it that you can. See, I'm almost on the grass here on the entry. Flick it over this curb here, and again, you can actually take slightly more than I did there. This curb obviously doesn't mind the curbs too much, so you can really throw it about, which is it's a lot of fun for a lot of these corners. Back on the throttle, using all of the track you can. Clip the grass slightly there, not ideal, but you won't lose any lap time from that. But yeah, you can see I'm using all of this track on the exit, all of this curb, sorry. And a lot of you will know that you can run that as far wide as you want, and there's no off track for that. Yeah, just make sure maybe you want to get a bit more curve than I did in this lap. But other than that, yep, all good through here. Again, clip the grass slightly on the exit. Then we head into the double right-hander. You're going to want to brake just about this 200-meter board here. So you've got this line across the track. You're going to want to start braking just before there. And then trail brake into the apex. Again, slightly wide for me on this lap. Wasn't an ideal lap, to be honest. But yeah, you're going to be wanting to get on that curb, sort of apex around here. And then just make sure you're carrying the minimum speed. Get on the throttle as early as you can. And then running this entry curb for the second part of the right-handers. So yeah, as you can see, not braking too much, just as you're unsettling the car slightly on the curb, so you don't want to risk locking up. And then opening up the corner, using all of the apex curb, and on the throttle as early as you can, and using all of the exit curb as well. Back on the throttle, and you plunge down the back straight. And you've got a lot of time to think about the final braking zone on the track. You notice I'm sticking slightly to the right here. Obviously, it gives you the shortest line of resistance, really. So I always tend to stick to the right-hand side here. And then, yeah, stick it to the right for this completely flat right-hander. Sticking it to the grass as much as you can. And then you're plunging it down the hill. You're braking about 180 meters away from the corner. So you see the 200-meter board here. You're braking just after that. Using the curb on the exit as well. And you're going to notice you're sort of trail braking into this corner. Just leaving the brake on into the apex. Using that entry curb. Slam it across the first of the curbs in the chicane. Again, be very careful of getting off track here. It's very easy to pick one up. The limits are quite fine here. So you just want your front left around here. Don't want to go all four wheels off over the white line. You can get away with that quite well. Cut the second part of the chicane as well. So this curb, you can use all of that. Just allows you to get on the throttle as early as you can. And then running out wide, using all of the exit curb as well. And then you plunge back down the hill for a lap of Road Atlanta. Final corner is completely flat in this car. It doesn't feel like it the first few laps. You will take a minute or so or a few laps to get up to speed. But you can absolutely send it across this curb and it's pretty much quite easily flat most of the time. Might be a bit different when you're following someone. But otherwise in quali and in a race should usually be flat. And then yeah, fly it across the line using all of the exit curb as well. And that completes a lap of Road Atlanta. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So that was the hot lap guide and the hot lap for week 12 at Road Atlanta in the Porsche Cup car. Thanks guys for watching this season. Obviously this is the final week. So we've got a little break with week 13. Hope you guys have a good week off. But yeah, this is CoachDaveAcademy.com. My name is Matt Emery. Obviously, if you've got any more questions, head over to the Discord. Obviously, all the data packs are on the CoachDaveAcademy.com. So make sure you head on over there for anything else that you guys need. And yeah, have a good week 13, and I will see you when we're back for week 1 of 2024. Take care, guys.